And once again, we welcome you back to the Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium floor and the 39th edition of the Prairie Farms Holiday Basketball Tournament as we have reached quarterfinal number 3 of the day. And this one pits your hometown Collinsville Jayhawks taking on the Triad Knights. And Collinsville comes in here with a perfect record of 13-0. Triad comes in at 8-4. Yesterday, Triad downed Carbondale by 1 point, 41-40 in one of the closest games that we have had here in this tournament so far. Collinsville took care of Eisenhower by a score of 64-47 in Collinsville and Eisenhower's first trip on to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium floor in yesterday's day number 1 action. Collinsville held Eisenhower to just 8 first half points before Eisenhower made a comeback, outscored Collinsville 16-13 in the third quarter, and then Collinsville just 1 point better than Eisenhower in the fourth quarter at 24-23. Carbondale and Triad were involved in a little bit of a barn burner as Triad held Carbondale to single-digit points in the second, third, and fourth quarters. That came after Carbondale outscored Triad in the first quarter by a 19-5 margin. So Triad put it all together in the second, third, and fourth quarters to come back and squeak out that 41-40 win. So good game by Triad, and Triad getting ready to take on Collinsville in a matchup that has got this gymnasium packed full of Triad fans in the red and your Collinsville Jayhawk fans all in the purple. Here are your starters. We'll begin with Triad. They will trot onto the floor. Drew Winslow. Winslow, 6'6" junior. Ethan Stewart is a 6'2" junior. Landon Zawadniak is a 6 foot senior. Brody Hosquin is a 6'2" freshman, and Tyler Thompson, a 6'6" sophomore. For Collinsville, the usual starting 5. You have Nick Horace, the 6'3" senior. Chase Reynolds, the 5'11" junior. Jamori Weisinger, the 6 foot junior. Stanley Carnahan, the 6'6" junior. And Zach Chambers in the paint, the 6'9" senior. And that rounds out the starting 5 for both of these clubs. Collinsville just introduced. They are the visiting team actually here tonight on their own home floor, and they'll be dressed in their purple uniforms, trimmed in a little bit of white, and they have the word Collinsville written across the fronts of their jerseys over the tops of their numbers. Triad Knights are going to be introduced right now, and they are here in the home white uniforms. They got a little black and red going down the stripes on the underneath the armpits and around the collar as well. And their numbers on the fronts and the backs of their jerseys are in gray, and they have the word Knights over the tops of those numbers on the fronts of their jerseys. And once again, we say a very good afternoon to one Mr. Dr. Chris McCluskey. I called you Mr. and Doctor all in the same sentence.
That's my father.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Glad to be back. Thanks for having me back in the booth for day 2 here. And this one is a quarterfinal game between Collinsville and Triad. A little bit of local hometown rivalry here. Student section should be full of energy. Kids should play hard. I think we're in for a treat here this afternoon.
We are, man. It's been a fun first couple of quarterfinal matches. So just we get everybody caught up. O'Fallon down MacArthur 73-57. And the game that just ended a little while ago, Quincy down Altoff by a score of 61-48. So the 6 o'clock game, semifinal number 1, should be a good one as O'Fallon and Quincy will hook up. And we'll await this game and the next game between Lincoln and Belleville East before we get semifinal number 1, or number 2, figured out. Had to smile for a picture. Last couple of times you got me mid-sentence and I got my mouth open.
You make the pictures look good, Tom.
Oh, yeah, I do. Sure I do. All right, Collinsville and Triad getting ready to go at it here. Drew Winslow out in the center court logo. He'll face off against Zach Chambers. And we are about 25 minutes behind schedule here, so we appreciate you bearing with us as the referee kind of makes them separate once again. And now we are underway. Collinsville wins the opening tip, and the Jayhawks bring it up court. Here is Chase Reynolds. Reynolds settles it over the top of the key, gives it out to the right wing for Carnahan, gets it right back over to Reynolds. Reynolds surveys things, gives it over to Nick Horace. Nick Horace on the left wing, top of the key. Good shot. That's a two-pointer, and that's how Collinsville gets going.
Yes, sir. I can see the look on Nick's face. He means business right now, so look for big things out of that senior leader, Tony Horace.
Yeah, we got to do two things here today if you're the Collinsville Jayhawks. You got to control the ball, don't turn the ball over as much, and you got to hit those layups.
That's exactly right. Layups, 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 and minimize turnovers, and Collinsville can write their own destiny probably.
So Triad with their first offensive possession gets it over to Thompson, who then finds Stewart over here onto this near side. That is Brody Hosquin. Hosquin around to the top of the key, bluffs the three-pointer, throws it into the corner, and then underneath comes all the way back out. But stepping on the line was Drew Winslow, and the Triad Knights' first possession offensively turns into a turnover.
Yeah, you know Triad's going to look to utilize Winslow. He's by far their best player, and they worked the ball around, got it to him down low, but Zach Chambers smothered him and created a turnover.
Here comes Jamori Weisinger. Weisinger travels to the top of the key, gives it up to Reynolds. Chase Reynolds out on the right wing, back to the top for Horace, into the side, and off the glass, and there's the first 2 points of the day for Zach Chambers, and I'm sure that won't be the last.
Well, that's a bunny that fell. You know, Zach's going to be key to this game. It's nice to get him going here early.
Collinsville back to the defensive side of things. Here is Thompson. Thompson will hand the ball off to Stewart. Stewart gives it up now for Zawodniak. Zawodniak into the corner for Hosquin. Hosquin thought about going baseline, but Zach Chambers is there cutting that off. Can't get around him very much. And now just outside the lane, he'll throw it over into the corner, and back out front it goes to Thompson. Thompson into the printer, puts on a spin move, and Carnahan got nothing but ball there.
All ball. Kevin Jones says, no, sir. I saw a foul. So at any rate, number 34.
Tyler Thompson
Mr.
to the free throw line. And Triad had a hard time from the free throw line yesterday, hitting 5 of 21. And the first one will not fall in. And Thompson in particular only hit 2 of 9 from the charity stripe in yesterday's game.
Boy, that's tough to win ball games. But Triad, man, credit them. They were down big, 17 or 18, I think, and came back and beat Carbondale.
Well, they were down 19-5 after the first quarter. Then they held Carbondale to single digits in the remaining 3 quarters. So 4-1 in favor of Collinsville. Here is Chase Reynolds. Reynolds gives the ball up to Horace, and Horace over to Weisinger. Weisinger deep on the wing, just outside the lane for the big man, Chambers. That ball's knocked out of bounds. Chambers, man, as soon as he gets the ball in his hand, an extra guy comes in the guard.
Right. Well, that's their only shot, right, at containing him. So look for Zach to be able to spin to the opposite side of the court and get some cutters for some easy layups if Triad's going to play that game.
Triad brings in a replacement already. That is Owen Droy. He will take the place of Brody Hosquin. Inbound pass being triggered here by Jamori Weisinger. He does so to the top of the key for Horace. Horace back to Weisinger. Open for 3, and that one's a little short, but Jamori will get his own rebound and then travel back to the same corner he just shot it from. Here is Horace. Horace puts on a spin move, gives it up to Carnahan. Carnahan back to Horace in the corner, in front of the Triad bench. And Horace, he'll try a 3, and that one's good. If Nicky Tony's on, we got it going on.
I told you, Nicky Tony means business. I could see it in his face, and that's good for a triple from beyond the arc, and here comes Triad already down 6.
7-1 is our score. Here is Thompson. He'll fly into the lane and try to kick it into the corner, but already vacating that corner was Ethan Stewart, and a timeout already called by Triad. So we'll take a quick timeout as well, and we will be back right after this timeout on the Jayhawk Sports Network. Todd Duke here, proud member of the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Whether you call us teachers' aides, paraprofessionals, or educational assistants, it all comes down to one thing: taking care of students. More importantly, your student. Yes, we are there for the teachers, and we help them in any way possible. But our goals are in line with our teachers, in that we want to see our students succeed at not only being a student, but well beyond that as we ready them for the world outside of the classroom. We are Union Strong. We are Jayhawk Strong. We strive to help students reach their potential. We are the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Go Jayhawks! Todd Duke, Dr. Chris McCluskey back with you here from Collinsville High School. Jayhawks have a 7-1 lead, and the Jayhawks have the ball. Here is Nick Horace. Brody Hosquin checks back into the game, by the way, and a tipped ball, but comes into Carnahan, and then a little pop and drop from Chase Reynolds, and Collinsville goes up by 8.
Yeah, the Plinko ball fell beneficially into the Jayhawks' hands, and Chase Reynolds made good on it.
Here is Thompson. Thompson trying to get around Carnahan. Providing a screen over there was Ethan Stewart, but Collinsville found a way to get out of that. A shot that didn't hit the backboard or the rim comes down, and the shot clock remains the same. So they'll get it to Thompson. Thompson deep out onto the left wing, and he stops at the free throw line. Gives to Hosquin. Hosquin, he's stuck over there on that left wing and then dribbles his way out and back over to Thompson. We're down to 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Here is Thompson. Throws it up into the corner, and a three-pointer that rattles home for Landon Zawodniak.
Yeah, Zawodniak pulls from about 23 feet, and the ball rattles in to give Triad a little life here.
There is Carnahan. He'll step inside the perimeter, take a shot. That one hits the inside of the rim, but there is Zach Chambers with the rebound, and he is fouled as he had 3 guys all over his back.
Yeah, Hosquin came in trying for the steal, but he was all over Chambers, so he'll be guilty, and he will have a seat.
Yep. Owen Droy will come back in. Hosquin will have that seat. 1 foul on each side of the scoreboard. 4:25 left to play here in this opening quarter. Inbound pass will be triggered by Horace. Horace all the way out to the midcourt stripe for Weisinger. And Weisinger surveys things and gives it right back to Horace. Horace, top of the key for Chambers. Chambers to Carnahan. Carnahan, free throw line, kicks it back out. A big, long three-pointer, and that's good. Nothing but net for Weisinger.
Yes, sir. Jamori Weisinger from the ketchup bottle to put Collinsville up 12-4. Trying to make quick work of Triad, maybe get some of our guys some rest in the second half.
Well, they're going to have to hurry and get it out of the backcourt there. Nope, too late. That shot clock comes in handy for that. Referees no longer have to count on their hands. They can look at the shot clock. Once it makes it down to 25, that's a 10-second violation.
That is exactly right. And a little mishandled ball out of the Triad guard, and that's going to bring the ball back this way for our K-Hawks.
Inbound pass will be triggered by Carnahan. He'll throw it into the backcourt for Horace. And Horace will begin moving up into the offensive zone. We're halfway through quarter number 1, 12-4 in favor of Collinsville. Here is Horace. He'll pop one, and that'll drop 2. And so far, Nick Horace 3 for 3 from the field.
Nicky Tony is on fire. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back and enjoy the show.
10-point lead for Collinsville here early. Here is Thompson. Thompson travels from one side to the other and then gives the ball up to Winslow. Winslow. He's being watched by Horace, and then Chambers comes out to do a little guarding, a no-look pass, and that one's off of the glass, and Owen Droy, he makes his presence felt here early on, 14-6 in favor of Collinsville.
Yeah, and that's just Drew Winslow making things happen, right? Troy has to keep the ball in Winslow's hands.
Isaac Ackerman has entered the game for Triad as well. Here is Weisinger with another 3, and that one won't fall, and the rebound is going to be pushed out of bounds, and it's going to go off of the leg of Thompson, and it'll stay with Collinsville.
I think they're going to get Jamori on a foul there.
No, they are.
Body check going for that rebound. Now, credit Weisinger. That's the second time I've seen him follow a shot hard to try to get that rebound. So Jamori's showing some nice energy out there tonight.
3:10 left to play here in this opening quarter. Knights trying to break this backcourt pressure being put on by Collinsville and having a hard time doing it. They finally get it across the line to Ackerman. Ackerman travels all the way over to the near sideline. Back out to midcourt for Stewart, and a handoff there to Winslow. Winslow, he'll dribble it with the right hand, then the left, and he'll cut just outside the lane, and we're going to have a travel call as Collinsville tried to grab after that ball, and that kept the feet of Thompson moving, and another turnover by Triad.
Yeah, Collinsville's doing a great job of pressuring Triad's ball handlers, and they're creating turnovers, and it's really, you know, Triad's an underdog already, right? And if we take away their offensive chances, that bodes well for Collinsville.
Outside the perimeter it goes to Reynolds. Reynolds 2, and that one's a first miss by whistle on the play as well.
Yeah, they're
first miss by Nick Horace.
Yeah, they're going to get Stanley Carnahan. He has a nice little patented shove-off move to get, you know, rebounds. He gets away with it about half the time, but not this time. He'll be guilty, and into the game will be Evan Wilkinson.
Evan Wilkinson went 0 for 2 from the field yesterday in his limited action in that game, in that win over Eisenhower. 2.5 minutes to go here in this opening quarter. 14-6 in favor of Collinsville. Here is Ethan Stewart. Stewart with the ball will travel all the way over to the left wing and give it up now for Ackerman. Ackerman kind of stuck over there for a minute. He'll dribble his way out of it and give it back up, and Stewart will try baseline, and he'll not be successful, but he'll draw the foul, and that one is going to go against Zach Chambers.
Chambers guilty of the foul, so that will put Stewart. Oh no, that was on the floor.
Yeah. 2:12 to play here in this first quarter. 14-6 in favor of Collinsville. Hawks trying to advance to the semifinals, where they will await The winner between Lincoln and Belleville East. Here is Ackerman into the corner. Thompson for three, long range away, and that's good. And all of a sudden, that lead is down to 5.
Yeah, the three-point ball is what's keeping Triad in this basketball game at this point.
Here is Chase Reynolds. Reynolds enters over here on the near side, gives it up to Weisinger. Weisinger to Horace. Horace on the right wing, into the corner now on the right side for Jamori Weisinger. Weisinger in front of the Triad bench, brings it out and into the perimeter. Thought about going baseline. That's cut off by Stewart, and they'll give it up inside now. Here is Chambers. He'll be fouled before he goes up to try to shot, and he'll go to the free throw line, I believe. Nope, not yet.
Called it on the floor,
yep.
Todd.
Ackerman picks up his first foul and the second team foul for the Knights. Collinsville already has 4 fouls, so they're 1 foul away from getting Triad to the free throw line, although there is only a minute 39 seconds left to go here in this first. Weisinger, long range 3 once again. That one from about 30 feet away.
That was from Caseyville.
Man, I'm telling you.
My goodness.
17-9. Collinsville extends that lead. We're down to the final 85 seconds and another turnover by Triad. Here is a pass up for Reynolds. Reynolds gives it back to Weisinger. Weisinger into the paint, dumps it off underneath, and a foul is going to be called before Chambers can do anything with the ball.
Man, Weisinger once again. I haven't seen Weisinger play with this much energy. I think probably since the East St. Louis game. He and Nick Horace, the senior leaders, along with Zach Chambers, they've come to play ball this afternoon.
Owen Droy gets called for his first foul. 3rd team foul now for Triad. And the inbound pass being triggered here by Weisinger all the way out to Tyree Brister, who's now into the game. And a no-look pass. I thought Horace was looking at me when he let that ball go. Here is Chambers, couldn't get it all the way up there. And the rebound after it ticks off of the rim belongs to Thompson, and Thompson carried.
Yeah, he did. He's guilty of it. And I was just going to say, you think Triad was feeling pressure before. Man, Mr. Brister offers a level of pressure that you just don't see very often. And I think that's what got in Mr. I got to learn these names, Todd.
Well, you knew everybody from Triad, man.
No, Tyler Thompson. I know a lot of them. Mr. Droy plays baseball with us, and so does Drew Winslow. Oklahoma State commit. Great guys, good ball players, but today they're enemies, Todd.
That's right. Here is Brister. Brister gets it to Weisinger, another 3-point try, and that one's good as well.
Feed the monster, Todd. Feed the monster.
20-9, Collinsville with the lead. We're down to the final 40 seconds left to go here in this first quarter, and Collinsville is feeling it now, and especially Weisinger, and here is Droy off the glass. That's good for 2.
Yeah, once again, Drew Winslow making things happen. He's either going to, he can get to the rack. So a couple times in a row he's drove, and when we double team him, he dishes to Droy, and that's created 4 points for Triad.
Shot clock is turned off, so Collinsville will take their time playing for the last shot. Here is Nick Horace. Horace back at the midcourt stripe. We're down to 12 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Here is Horace again, 10 seconds on the clock. Horace surveys things, looking around while he's starting to make his move, and brings it up, gets rid of a player, and hits it for 2, and Triad doesn't have enough time to answer. That's the way the first quarter comes to a close, 22-11 in favor of Collinsville. Quarter number 2 comes your way next on the K-Hawk Sports Network. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Lottie's Cafe offers food, cocktails, and gaming in a great atmosphere highlighted by fast and friendly service. Lottie's Cafe also offers a unique menu that features soups and salads, sandwiches and paninis, pizza and flatbreads, appetizers and desserts, as well as breakfast. That's right, we said breakfast. Unique breakfast items such as a breakfast stromboli, a breakfast BLT, and breakfast burritos. Lottie's also offers creative cocktails, a wine bar, the coldest beer around, and a video gaming area for those 21 and older. And don't forget the Lottie's Cafe gift certificates. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Check them out online at lottiescafe.com, on Facebook, or in person in the Strip next to the Walmart Neighborhood Market. Or call Lottie's Cafe at 618-223-8256. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, Todd Duke and Dr. Chris McCluskey with you. 1 quarter in the books, 22-11 in favor of Collinsville. And Doc, I like the first quarter of this game a lot better than the first quarter of yesterday's game.
I mean, you can never be mad at a 22-point quarter. Nick Horace and Jamori Weisinger are on fire, absolute fire, so hopefully they can keep that up here in the second quarter.
Yeah, I think Jamori's missed 1 3-point shot, and I think Nick's missed 1 2-point shot. That's been it. So good job by those two so far, and we are underway in quarter number 2 with a turnover.
There he is, picked his pocket off of Mr. Thompson. Tyree Brister has had 2 contested trips up the floor, and he's won both of them.
Solomon Talbot now into the game for Collinsville instead of Zach Chambers. Here is Brister out front for Horace, who gives it up to Wilkinson. Wilkinson back to Horace. Horace over on the right wing, back to the top of the key, now to the left wing for Weisinger. Weisinger gives it up for Horace. Into the corner, well, partly into the corner, and now it is into the corner for Weisinger from Brister. Jamori dribbles his way from the corner onto the wing, travels through the lane, takes an off-balance shot, can't get it to go. Solomon Talbot with the rebound, tried to throw it back in before he stepped out of bounds, and he was about ready to fall down, and I think that misguided that pass just a little bit.
Yeah, he did a complete 180.
He did. He was a little ballerina on his toes. So Wodniak scores, fouled in the process as well, so he'll go up for a +1.
Yeah, nice heads-up back cut by Zawagniak on a press break, and Collinsville just couldn't catch up, and they're guilty of the foul. Zawagniak makes good on the bucket. He has a chance for a 3-point play.
Evan Wilkinson guilty of the foul, his first and the only foul thus far here in quarter number 2. And the free throw made by Zawodniak, who went 1 for 3 in yesterday's win over Carbondale from the charity stripe. Here is Wilkinson. He'll send it out front for Weisinger, who gives it up to Horace. And then Horace gives it up for Brister. Brister into the paint, underhand roll, good.
Yes, sir. Tyree Brister. I call him Collinsville's version of Barry Sanders, and he just showed us why.
Barry Sanders made my ankles hurt just watching that man pivot.
Oh, there's number
Brister
3.
with another steal. He'll go in all alone off the glass for 2 more.
Triad might want to have somebody else bring the ball up the floor, Todd.
I'm telling you. Into the corner it goes, and here is Hosquin. Hosquin stops at the free throw line, and that ball out of bounds. Collinsville forces another turnover, and Nicky Tony's pumped.
He is flexing out there on the court. Collinsville's fans are on fire. Timeout, Triad.
Timeout by the Triad Knights. It is a 60-second timeout. We'll step aside for that long as well. Back in just a moment here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Chapman Trucking, LLC. Chapman Trucking is a local Collinsville business owned and operated by 1994 Collinsville graduate Christy Chapman. With over 10 years of experience, Chapman Trucking, LLC can take care of all of the heavy lifting when it comes to hauling aggregate materials such as sand, driveway rock, dirt, boulders, and more. That includes getting your heavy work equipment to your work site where it needs to be. Give Christy a call for a free estimate at Chapman Trucking, LLC, 618-960-9346 or online at chapmantruckingllc.net.
Looking to buy a new home or sell your current home? Trust the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now, and you can trust the years of experience the Blaylock Group brings to the table. The Blaylock Group can help you find your dream home, or they can help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty, 618-780-4622. That's 618-780-4622. The Blaylock Group of eXp Realty. Back to action here in quarterfinal number 3 of this day. Todd Duke and Dr. Chris McCluskey back with you. Collinsville out 26-14, and the K-Hawks have the ball after another turnover by Triad. Nice give and go there from Solomon to Wilkinson. Wilkinson kisses it off. The bank is open.
Yeah, Triad has now Donnie Becker, number 4, into the ball game. Another one of our baseball players. He's been tasked with handling Talbot, but Talbot got the ball and put a nice feed in to Mr. Wilkinson.
Down the other end of the floor, action stops on another whistle. And a foul. That one's going to be on Talbot. That'll be his first, team second. And back into the ball game comes Ethan Stewart.
Triad will have the ball out at the baseline. Stewart will be your trigger man.
And he'll get it into Winslow. Winslow out over on the right wing. Will underhand the pass over to Stewart. Stewart will try to give it up. Thought he was going to give it to Hosquin there for a minute, but ends up with Thompson. And into the corner. Here's another drive by Stewart. He's cut off by Talbot. Winslow for 3 from the deep right wing, no good. And the ball on the ground, and we're going to have a travel called. I don't know how, because Evan Wilkinson was laying on his back when the ball landed in his breadbasket.
Yeah, I thought he could get rid of it in time to avoid the travel. Darren Lee's a little confused. The referee just says, hey, if you got the ball and you're on the ground by yourself, it's a travel, which I understand.
So Triad retains possession. They'll inbound it, do so to Thompson. Thompson into the corner now, once again for Stewart. Stewart being watched over there by Weisinger. Top of the key for Hosquin. Hosquin does the head fake, brings it in. Hop, skip, jump, shot, no good. Rebound belongs to Talbot. Here comes Collinsville. Wilkinson across the line to Weisinger. Into the corner. And Wilkinson for three. That one won't fall. Had a couple of chances to fall, though.
Yeah, I thought that ball was going in.
Yeah, I did too after that first bounce straight up into the air, but it just ticked that back part of the rim and came in, and now nice job by Talbot not to give up any ground out there in the paint, and that pays off.
Talbot's playing well.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, this is the best I've seen him play outside of the East St. Louis game.
There is Weisinger over to Brister, back to Weisinger. Weisinger, baseline drive, good.
Yes, sir. Jamori Weisinger to the bucket before Triad even knew what happened. All of a sudden, they find themselves down 16 points, Todd.
Knights are down by those 16 points. Here is Hosquin, tries to enter from the left wing and almost forgot to take the ball with him. Another nice job there by Solomon Talbot. He'll get another loose pickup, gives it up to Brister. Brister will underhand it backwards over to Weisinger. Weisinger to Wilkinson. Wilkinson feeling it right now. So is Talbot. Talbot, couple of bounces, hit the basket as he tried to, oh man.
Ooh,
Winslow stuck that arm out there like a clothesline, almost took Brister's head off.
And as fast as Tyree moves, that made it look even worse, right?
I'd be afraid of a little whiplash.
Yeah. Hosquin's going to get a break, man. You said it the best. That young man plays with some intensity.
Sure does.
Mean, he's all over the place.
Chambers comes back in for Talbot. Brister and Wilkinson go to the bench. Reynolds and Carnahan back in. And the inbound pass being triggered by Nick Horst. He's already directing traffic before he even gets the ball in his hands.
Oh, he means business, Todd, all day.
And to Carnahan, tried to take the immediate shot high off the glass on the second effort, no good. And the rebound belongs to Triad, 30-14. Collinsville up by 16 as we are halfway through quarter number 2. Here is Winslow. Winslow tries to enter in from the left wing, knocked out of his hand, and almost.
That's a walk.
That should have been. And they get the ball into the hands of Triad once again, and Owen Droy had it knocked right out. Here comes Reynolds. Chase Reynolds enters over here on the left wing, gives it up to Carnahan. Carnahan was wide open. Could have thought about the three. He's hit a couple of them this year.
I didn't think he wanted to answer to Darren Lee.
Yeah, probably not.
That's not his shot.
I don't want to answer to Darren Lee.
Right?
Here
oh, man.
Yeah, ran into his own player. I think Nick Horace kind of backed into Carnahan there for a moment. Here is Weisinger. Weisinger on the near sideline. No look pass just outside the lane. Chambers gets it back over to Reynolds. Reynolds at the free throw line. Double dribble.
He did double dribble. He didn't realize he did, but he did. Weisinger, being a good leader, gives him a high five, says, don't worry about it. Let's go.
Yeah. All right, 3:20 to go here in this first half. And here is Ethan Stewart. Stewart fires a pass over for Thompson. Thompson at the top of the key gets stuck, gives it back to Stewart, just outside the lane. Winslow off the glass, gets it to roll.
Man, that was a nice back pick, down a low post back pick to spring Winslow. He goes with the baby hook off the glass to bring Triad to within 14 with almost 3 minutes left in the half.
31-13 at halftime over in the Aux Gym. Right now, Carbondale leading Decatur Eisenhower by that score. And we're going to have a foul call. This one's going to go against Isaac Ackerman.
Yeah, Zach kind of got bailed out there. You know, one of the big keys to Zach's game is not bringing the ball down to his waist or putting it on the floor. And he did that and was almost in a little bit of trouble, but was beneficiary of a reaching foul.
So the inbound pass being triggered by Reynolds and off the glass. And Horace couldn't get that one to fall. It's been a while since Nicky Tony has scored a bucket. Here comes Thompson. Thompson with that left-hand dribble. Settles in over on the left wing, brings it around over to the right side. Hands it off now to Winslow. Winslow throws the ball away into the K-Hawk bench, trying to find Isaac Ackerman, but he threw the ball behind him as Ackerman was already making his move.
Man, turnovers have really hurt Triad here early in this game. I mean, I'd say that's the story of the discrepancy of the score here. It's too many turnovers out of Triad.
Here is Weisinger. Weisinger approaches the top of the key, keeps on going just outside the lane, takes the shot, can't get it to go. Chambers got his hands on the rebound initially, and then the ball is knocked out of bounds by Ackerman. And we're going to have a whistle on the play and trying to make sure that Zach Chambers is okay.
Yeah, I think he got popped in the eye maybe.
Yeah. Did he lose a contact? I think he might have lost a contact. He's like, I don't care. I'm going to play.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Carnahan inbounds from the near sideline. Does so to Weisinger. Weisinger with a little slingshot back pass and gets it right back from where it came from, and that was Reynolds. Back over to Chase Reynolds. He throws it into the lane. Chambers turns around and gets it to roll.
Good bucket from Chambers from 2 feet away, playing above the rim. Not many high school players can play up that high, Todd.
Here is Thompson. Thompson brings it across the timeline, gives it up once again to Stewart. Stewart, he gets stuck at the top of the key and then gives it up for Ackerman. Ackerman gives it up for Winslow, and Winslow over into the corner. Thought about taking that three. Here is Droy. He got the ball ripped out of his hands by Chambers. Up to Jamori Weisinger. Weisinger has to wait everybody out. Takes the shot. Can't get it to go. And then he's going to be called for a foul as Weisinger.
He was frustrated that he didn't get that layup, so he stood back. Probably could have dished the ball. He's going to get a seat after that one. He needs a rest anyway. He's been playing his little heart out. Brister's going to come in. You're going to see Wilkinson come in, probably for Stanley. Yes, sir. So now Collinsville has Nicky Tony, Brister, Reynolds, Wilkinson, and Chambers on the court.
Well, I kept Chad Burgess busy down there on that microphone with all those changes. Inbound pass comes in to Triad and to Ethan Stewart. Stewart, he works the ball up. We are 85 seconds left to go here in this first half. Stewart across the line. And he's being pressured there, and that one is off of the shoe of Nick Horace.
And the guards of Triad are really having trouble with the pressure that Collinsville's guards are putting on them in the backcourt.
1:19 to play here in this first half. Inbound pass comes in to Hosquin. Hosquin thought about giving it up to Stewart for a minute, but thought better of it because he was covered by Chase Reynolds, so it goes to Drew Winslow instead. Winslow, right wing, toward the top of the key, goes back into the corner. Kicks it out. Stewart for three. That one is good.
Yeah, that was a set play by Triad. They ran a two-man game with Winslow and Stewart makes good on the triple.
Down to 50 seconds to play, and to Chambers, who gives it up for Reynolds at the free throw line. That shot was off to the right, and the rebound handled by Hosquin. Been a while since Collinsville has scored a bucket here. They scored after they were up 30-14. They got the 32, and that's been it for like the last half of this second quarter.
Yeah, Hosquin once again, his motor's stuck. He's stuck in fifth gear, buddy.
Yeah.
He went straight to the rack. Chambers couldn't catch up and was guilty of the foul on the floor.
Yeah, Chambers picks up his second foul, and the inbound pass triggered by Thompson. Gets it to Stewart, who's it right back to Thompson. Thompson, one bounce, takes the shot, can't get it to go. The smallest guy on the court, Tyree Brister, comes up with the rebound. Here is Tyree, gives it up to Horace. Horace. Shot clock turned off as we're under 25 seconds to go here in this first half. Horace looks up at the scoreboard over midcourt and takes it over to the logo.
Well, you're going to see an isolation play here, and we'll see what Nicky Tony does. He shot last time. He might drive and kick this time. We shall see.
Down to 7 seconds. Horace travels all the way over to the right side into the corner, takes an off-balance shot, can't get it to go, and that's going to do it for quarter number one. 32-19 in favor of your Collinsville K-Hawks after one half of play. We have a break. We'll come back and throw some stats your way, and then we will have second half action for you. All that and more coming up here on the K-Hawk Sports Network. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville produces their own spirits and beer on site right at the restaurant. Pair that with some of the most unique menu items around the entire metro area, and you can see why they are such a hit. They can handle you and your family, or they can handle you and your group. Throw in the occasional live entertainment, and you can see why Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is a must-stop destination in Collinsville. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville, 618-855-8027, or online at oldheraldbrewing.com. Just because we're adults doesn't mean we don't have toys, am I right? If your adult toys consist of boats, campers, or RVs, then you need to call the GASA storage team of professionals. Winter weather in the Midwest can be quite harsh, and finding a place to properly store those expensive toys for winter can be just as rough as a Midwest winter. That's where the GASA storage team comes in, with outdoor self-storage and covered storage for your toys. They even have tractor-trailer parking. conveniently located at Horseshoe Lake Road and 111 in Pontoon Beach. GASA Storage, for the safe storage of all of your toys. Contact the GASA Storage team, gasastorage@gmail.com, or call today, GASA Storage Team, 618-797-6100.
Your home is where you feel happy, safe, and secure. So if you see signs of foundation problems like cracks or uneven floors, worrying is natural, and getting it fixed is crucial. Woods Basement Systems understands. We've been solving foundation worries since 1986. Woods experts have the training and equipment to make permanent repairs. So stop worrying, because with Woods, it's fixed forever. Foundation problems don't get better with time, they get better with Woods, the all things basement-y experts. Call or go to woodsbasementsystems.com today.
Collinsville High School alumni Stacy Lauenstein, CHS class of 91, Lisa Bassetto, Sarah Sulke, and Tracy Limp, CHS class of 94, Tony Geisen, CHS class of 96, and Kevin Robinson, CHS class of 99, want to wish all of our K-Hawks a great year. We look forward to cheering you on and supporting you. Work hard on the court and the field, as well as in the classroom. Remember, once a K-Hawk, always a K-Hawk. Hashtag K-Hawk Family.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KHawkSports.com and the K-Hawk Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org. Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com, or call Pack Mail at 346-4884.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean-cut, drug-free, and background-checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of K-Hawk Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go K-Hawks.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, halftime between Triad and Collinsville in the third quarterfinal of the day. And Collinsville enjoying themselves a 32-19 lead after one half of play. Collinsville has hit 14 of 27 shots they've taken from the floor, while Triad has hit 7 of 13 from the three-point stripe. Collinsville has gone 4 for 9 from beyond the arc, while Triad has gone 3 of 4, and a couple of those came late in that second quarter. Collinsville did not get to the free throw line in that first half. Triad did 3 times and made 2 of those 3 shots. Right now, the Knights are out rebounding Collinsville 10-9, but the story of the game is the turnover department. Collinsville has only turned the ball over 3 times, which is a far better result than yesterday's result when Collinsville turned the ball over 14 times in the game. Triad, they've turned the ball over 12 times in that first half, and Collinsville has scored 15 points off of Triad's turnovers, and Collinsville has kind of owned the paint as well. 12 points in the paint for Collinsville compared to 6 for the Triad Knights. And Collinsville has enjoyed a 16-point lead. Triad has not led in this game whatsoever. That's a look at your first half stats. Second half action is what we have coming up for you next on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KHawkSports.com and the K-Hawk Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the K-Hawk Sports Network and KHawkSports.com.
Do you have a big land improvement project that requires some outside help? Call Petroff Trucking Company. The Petroff Companies have been shaping the metro area since 1975. Family owned and operated, Petroff Trucking Company can do the job and do it right. Hauling, excavating, and grading, they do that and more. Petroff Companies also has roll-off dumpster rentals. They also specialize in dirt and rock sales. Petroff Trucking Company can help you develop your land for your needs. Petroff Trucking Company. Check out their website, PetroffTrucking.com, or give them a call, 618-797-6100. Petroff Trucking Company, shaping the metro area since 1975.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Visit Brad Keene at his Collinsville office at 106 North Clinton or call 618-467-8420. Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for K-Hawk fans, before, after, or even during K-Hawk games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows K-Hawk games live as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carry-out orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, K-Hawk fans' pub of choice. (31-21) Carbondale over Decatur Eisenhower as that game is went into the third quarter. So it looks like Eisenhower is on a little 8-point run to start off that third quarter, because at halftime it was 31-13 in favor of Carbondale. So we'll keep our ears and eyes open for that one. We are just about ready for second half action here between Collinsville and Triad. K-Hawks up 32-19. And Collinsville will have the ball to start the second half, and we are underway. Here is Chase Reynolds. Reynolds fires the ball over in front of his own bench to Carnahan. Carnahan tried a baseball-style pass that was intended for Nick Horace, but it got partially tipped. Horace ends up with it in the corner anyway, and a spin move, baseline, drive, glass, good. That's the way that the second half gets underway. That was a nice little move there by Nick Horace. Collinsville going back to work on the defensive side of things, and now we're going to have a foul called, and this one is going to go against Jamori Weisinger, I believe. Well, Chase Reynolds this time. So Reynolds gets guilty of his first infraction, and the first here for the K-Hawks. Collinsville turned 12 Triad turnovers into 15 points in that first half, and that right now is pretty much the difference in this game.
Yeah, that's the big story from the first half.
There is Winslow, reverse layup, missed everything on the way from one side of the rim to the other side. Collinsville, they pick up the loose ball, and here is Weisinger. Weisinger gets it over to Carnahan on the right wing. Top of the key for Reynolds. Reynolds will just hand the ball off to his left to Chambers. Chambers, spin move in the paint, gets a little body contact. Now we're going to have enough to call a foul.
Yeah, gets double teamed by Zawodniak. He gets caught reaching. And Zach Chambers has a lot of arm available, so it's easy to get tangled up in.
There's a lot of arm, a lot of leg. His torso is probably bigger than my body.
And now he's got 2 contacts.
Yeah, he does.
We were right. His brother found his contact on the floor at halftime and took it to the locker, and we said he gets an assist today in the record book.
There you go. I don't know about the record books, but he'll get an assist anyway. Here is Stewart. Stewart gets the ball over to Hosquin, who finds Winslow. Winslow gets a little separation, but Horace is all over him. Into the paint. Winslow shot partially tipped. I think that Zach Chambers got a finger on it and knocked that ball off its course. Into the corner. Weisinger wide open for 3. Yes!
Yes, sir. Nicky Tony driving dish to number 5, Jamori Weisinger. Good for a triple.
39-19. Collinsville goes up by 20. Here is Winslow. Winslow over here onto the swing for Stewart. Stewart near sideline, and Stewart then almost kind of elbowed Chase Reynolds in the face.
Woo,
oh, wow.
Man.
Hosquin just kind of shoved Chambers down.
Well, he punched him right in the face.
Man.
I mean, it wasn't intentional, but that Hosquin, he just plays 1,000 miles an hour. And I think Coach is going to say, yeah, you might want to go get him. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think so. His 3rd foul. And all of them have been kind of physical.
Man, credit Chambers for taking that. I mean, he got dotted right in the grill and fell down, didn't react, just got up and kept playing.
Yeah, that's what you got to do, man. You can't react to stuff like that because then you get your team in trouble. Here is Horace, a little spin move in the paint. Carnahan takes the shot off the glass, won't go. Gets his own rebound, puts it back, still won't go. This time he gets a steal after the rebound, tries it again, and Carnahan's like, I'm 0 for 3, man, I quit.
Carnahan says, that's my ball, punk.
This is going to be Collinsville's first free throw participant here in this game, and it'll be Stanley Carnahan. Carnahan did not get to the free throw line in yesterday's win over Eisenhower.
Yeah, Nicky Tony, good senior leadership. He meets Carnahan at the line, pats him on the back, says, nice work, stay at it.
Heck yeah. Wasn't anything wrong with the effort, that's for sure. And there's a 1-for-1 performance from the free throw line for Collinsville after not going to the line in the first half. And Carnahan will get one more go at it here. And that one is good as well.
Stanley rewarded 2 points for a solid effort on the offensive end of the court.
41-19 in favor of Collinsville. This is quarterfinal number 3. The final quarterfinal is coming up next. That's between Lincoln and Belleville East. Zach Roseman and Steven Stock will have the call for you in that contest. Here is a floater by Thompson. Won't go. Travels all the way around the rim. Ends up into the hands of Chambers. Chambers gives it up to Weisinger. Weisinger comes over top of the key. Gives it up to Horace. Horace gives it up to Carnahan. Carnahan in front of his own bench got ran into by Horace. And then a whistle on the play afterwards. And Weisinger is going to get called for another foul.
I thought Nick was going to set a pick for Stanley. And I think he just got a little discombobulated and hip checked Carnahan like it's a hockey match. He helps him up. He said, my bad, buddy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. He did provide the pick. He just picked the wrong guy.
Right.
Here is Stewart. Stewart approaches the timeline. Comes up toward the top of the key, and he almost got his pocket picked by Horace. That left Winslow wide open because Horace was trying to go and get the steal, and then we're going to have a foul coming up. I believe this one's going to go against
Horace. He got caught reaching. Winslow was trying to step through post move on Chambers. Nicky collapsed down to try to get a steal and was guilty of a hack on the arm there.
Winslow 0 for 1 in last night's game from the free throw line, 0 for 1 in today's game, and now 0 for 2. So he's 0 for 3 in the tournament from the free throw line as Brister will come in and take over for Jamori Weisinger. Weisinger has 3 fouls, so he's going to go to the bench for a little bit. And back to the free throw line. Winslow trying to break the 0 for 3 here in this tournament from the charity stripe. He'll wait a little longer, and that ball knocked out of bounds by Chambers, and it'll stay with Triad.
Yeah, credit Owen Droy for not giving up there and battling Chambers for the ball, and he did just enough to cause Chambers to kick the ball out of bounds.
Inbound pass being triggered by Zawodniak. He finds Winslow. Winslow, free throw line shot. He just missed a couple from there, so I'm wondering why he wants to shoot it from there. Here comes Tyree Brister. He's like, anywhere but the free throw line, man. Out to the top for Reynolds. Reynolds back over to Brister. Into the corner now for Carnahan. Carnahan comes out with a pass to Reynolds. Over to Horace. Back over to Brister. And now Carnahan eyes things. Looking for something to do. He's like, why not? I'll just take a shot, but he overshot everything.
They were begging him to shoot. You don't want to shoot when you've third-guessed yourself. And
yeah.
He was rewarded with a air ball on the deal.
Zawodniak a little too hard off the glass. Carnahan with the rebound. Here comes Chase Reynolds. Reynolds heads over toward that left wing. Top of the key for Horace. Over to the right side now for Carnahan. Carnahan to Chase Reynolds. Reynolds at the top of the key, 4:25 to go. Here is a little give and go, and off the glass, kissed it very nicely, did Zach Chambers. And Collinsville now ups that lead to 43-19. Big 24-point lead here for Collinsville.
Yeah, that's exactly what we need out of Chambers. He never brought that ball below his shoulders. He just grabbed it, turned and shoot, and Triad had no chance.
Yeah, trying to break that habit. They call that a charge or a block?
No, they called it a block.
Did they really?
Nicky was definitely moving, but you could have called it a player control foul on Winslow, one of those 50-50 deals, and it's going to go against Nicky Tony Horace.
That'll be his
senior
second
leader.
His second, team fourth, so we're not even halfway through quarter number 2. Collinsville already in jeopardy to putting more Triad Knights on the line, but considering that they have missed a few of those here in this tournament, that might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, Donnie Becker into the game for the Triad Knights, along with number 21, Isaac Ackerman.
And here is Thompson for 3. That's going to be short. And it falls right down into the hands of Ackerman. And now another foul is going to be called. And this one's going to go against Carnahan.
So Collinsville now.
Racking them up, man.
Yeah, they sure have. That's going to put Triad on the line. And there's still 4 minutes left to play. We're only halfway through this quarter.
Yep, rest of the quarter, Triad's going to be on the line shooting 2.
And in a game like this, really all you want for Collinsville is the clock to move.
That's exactly right. Here is Tyler Thompson, who went 1 for 1 in the first half, or excuse me, 1 for 2 in the first half from the charity stripe and hits the first one here. Thompson gets one more try. Collinsville up by 23, and that one misses, and the rebound belongs to Zach Chambers. Chambers gets it over to Brister. Brister brings it across the line quickly, as he does everything quickly, and then underhands the pass over to Reynolds. Reynolds deep out onto the right wing. Now back out toward the top of the key. Here is Nick Horace, and he drains a 3 from just offset of the elbow.
Oh, baby. Nick Horace up to 14 points in the game. Coming off a high pick, stops and splashes the triple.
26-point lead now for Collinsville. They bounce it over to Winslow in front of his own bench. Winslow stops at the free throw line, gives to Thompson. Thompson thought about the 3, but Wilkinson cut off that avenue. Now up underneath the basket, Becker. He'll take a little hook layup, and that one's good for 2. 46-22, Collinsville leads.
Yeah, nice move by Becker. He knew he couldn't go over Chambers, so he literally went underneath of him, kissed it off the glass, and is rewarded with a bucket.
Yeah. Here is Wilkinson. Wilkinson, and a foul called away from the play. That one's going to go against Chambers, I believe, and it will, as he knocked Donnie Becker on his back.
Timeout, Collinsville.
Third foul for Chambers. A timeout on the floor. And we will step aside as well. Back in just a moment here on the K-Hawk Sports Network. Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, 46-22 in favor of Collinsville. 3:03 left on the clock here in quarter number 3. And Triad in control of the ball. Here comes Stewart. Stewart brings it up across the line, being shadowed every step of the way there by Chase Reynolds. Now Stewart picks up his dribble, gives it over to Becker, who gives it right back to Stewart. Stewart travels into the perimeter, and get that out of here. Get it out. You can't bring that into my paint.
Oh, baby.
Chambers swatted that one with authority, man, and Nick Horace comes down, takes a little fingertip roll, and Collinsville back out to a 26-point lead.
I think we need an official timeout to check the air pressure of that
I'm
basketball.
telling you. Man, oh man. A full timeout called by Triad. We'll step aside as well. Back in just a moment here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
The Ortho Gold TRT tissue regeneration machine is revolutionary new technology. It's known as a shockwave machine. In the hospital setting, it's lithotripsy. The machine looks sort of like an ultrasound head, but it's much different technology. It drives sound waves into tissue at 3,500 miles an hour. It's a 3 to 5 minute non-invasive treatment. This is revolutionary technology. It's great for acute, which means, injured tissue, new injuries per se. Also chronic conditions. We have many people who have canceled knee replacements and shoulder replacements and treated lots of plantar fasciitis, foot, ankle problems. Overall, the OrthoGold TRT soft wave machine is revolutionary technology. We've been very excited to bring it to our practice, and we've already helped a tremendous amount of people with it, and we're looking forward to helping a lot more.
Back here at the Prairie Farms Holiday Basketball Tournament, the 39th edition, although it hasn't been called that for all 39 years. It was the Schnucks Tournament for a long time. And I think it was something else in the early years as well, but I can't remember what.
It was before my time, Todd.
I think I was off living in Florida when this tournament first started, so I have no idea.
I think I was attending the El Dorado Holiday Classic. That was our
There you go.
childhood tournament.
I was at a beach. Maybe. I did go to the beach a lot when I lived in Florida.
Some beach somewhere.
Yeah. Clearwater Beach, Dunedin Beach, Sarasota, one of those three. I don't know. St. Pete Beach. Here is another free throw participant. This is going to be Drew Winslow. And the foul called on Chase Reynolds. That is his second. And Collinsville has already been allowing Triad into the double bonus here in this second quarter. That happened about halfway through the quarter. So lots of free throws coming up here for Triad as long as Collinsville keeps on committing fouls. First one good for Winslow. Second one on the way, and that one's good as well.
This not going to be good for the tournament schedule.
No, not at all. We're already behind because of that first game between MacArthur and O'Fallon took forever. There was a lot of whistles
in
that tournament. I kept on thinking of you telling me they don't blow as many whistles in tournament play. I'm like, you're not right.
Yeah, well, not that game I wasn't, no. But I can guarantee you those guys got a talking to after that one.
Yeah. Almost shuffled his feet too much there, did Winslow.
I wondered.
Yeah, here is Stewart. Stewart trying to give it back to Winslow. Does, and gives it right back because he had to. He was triple teamed when he got that pass. Now Winslow out deep onto that right wing as we approach 90 seconds left to play here in this third quarter, and there's another turnover by Triad.
Yeah, Zawagniak just was not expecting the ball. He thought that Thompson was going to reverse the ball and swing it. He came back to Zawagniak, and he just wasn't ready.
This game was supposed to get underway at, 1 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 1 o'clock to 2:30, and we're approaching 2:20 now, and we still have another fourth quarter to get through. So, yeah, everything's a little behind. There's a half hour built in after the next game that was supposed to be from 2:30 to 4 o'clock, and then the next game after that was supposed to start at 4:30. So once we get to that little break, we might get back on time. We might still be a little behind. Here is Horace. Horace into the perimeter, sends it all the way across the way to Wilkinson. Wilkinson top of the key for Reynolds. He'll launch a shot there. 1 second left on the clock. How about that?
Oh, baby, the junior Chase Reynolds, with time expiring on the shot clock, knocks down a three-pointer from the top of the key.
That thing went into the cylinder with 1 second left on that shot clock. Collinsville with another steal. Here is Reynolds. Solomon was in on that as well. He lodged that ball loose. Now over to Horace. Horace in front of his own bench will slow things down as we approach the final 30 seconds. There is a difference of about 1.5 seconds on the game clock to the shot clock. Well, it's not going to matter now because there's a shot and another made three-pointer, and Collinsville has a 30-point lead.
Oh, baby, so much for milking the clock. If you're not going to guard me, I'm going to put it in your eyeball, Nick Horace says.
Of course, if Triad doesn't score here before the end of the quarter, then we're going to have a running clock, and that'll help get things caught up just a little bit. Now we're going to have a chance to get that below 30 from the free throw line, and Drew Winslow again.
I've never wished for a kid to miss a free throw more than I do now, Todd.
Third foul against Nick Horace. And Drew Winslow back to the free throw line. Just hit 2 in a row there a moment ago. And the first one is no good.
Hey, let's do it again. Well, Collinsville has a chance to score, though. There's still 10.7 left on the clock.
Yep.
So,
well, at any point in the fourth quarter, you go up by 30, that triggers that running clock.
oh, very nice. Let's just do it now.
Yeah, that one's going to be a little short.
There
Rebound
it
belongs
is.
to Talbot, who gets it over to Brister. Brister will just circle around, and Collinsville will try for the last bucket here, and that one's partially blocked, and Collinsville is going to have a free throw participant as Nick Horace gets knocked on his butt, and that one's going to go against Drew Winslow.
And on this end of the court, surprise, surprise, two guys are tangled up on the floor, and who's one of them?
Yeah.
Mr. Haskell.
Yeah.
He is all over the place. He and Talbot got tied up. Looked like they're having a wrestling match down here. Solomon's laughing about it right now.
Horace went 1 for 3 in yesterday's win over Eisenhower. Misses the first one there.
Tyree Brister talking things over with Mr. Wilkinson and Reynolds.
And that one is good. And with 1.2 seconds, here is Thompson at the buzzer, and that one is no good. And that's the way the third quarter comes to a close. We'll have running clock all in the fourth quarter, try to catch things back up here, and we'll be back to tell you about that fourth quarter in just a moment here on the K-Hawk Sports Network. Looking for a new place to catch the game with a cold drink and some great food? Look no further than 1101 Bar and Grill in Caseyville. 1101 Bar and Grill features pizza, burgers, wraps, and salads, plus 7 large screen TVs to catch the latest K-Hawk games and all of the pro sports across the spectrum, and all the college football and basketball you can handle. 1101 Bar and Grill in Caseyville, 1101 Caseyville Road, right across the street from K-Hawk Stadium. Call 1101 Bar and Grill for carryout orders at 618-223-1332. Diamonds for K-Hawks is a facility improvement project to develop a baseball, softball, and football/soccer field for CHS students and our communities to utilize. The project includes 2 baseball fields, 2 softball fields, a soccer/football field, concession stand, bathrooms, and parking. The development of this facility will benefit the band, PE classes, baseball team, softball team, and soccer team with a centralized location, ease of access, and an eye-catching complex. Please contact A.D. Clay Smith to donate to this project or visit the Collinsville Area Community Foundation website to make your tax-deductible donation today. Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, a 31-point lead here for the Collinsville K-Hawks. Will trigger the mercy rule, and that means the clock will not stop during the fourth quarter unless a team calls a timeout or unless, God forbid, there is an injury that would force the clock to stop. So that's where we are right now. We might actually get caught back up by the time the 4:30 game gets ready to tip off. We might actually be on time.
Yeah, Clay owes our guys a cheeseburger for creating this running clock here.
Yeah. I'll take a cheeseburger. I went in there to get some of that food earlier, and the cheeseburgers were already gone.
Same thing.
I'm telling you, man.
Who ate all the cheeseburgers?
I'm stuck out here doing games, and I can't get food. Here's Talbot.
Yes, nice dish from Tyree Brister to Mr. Solomon Talbot, putting in some solid minutes, which is huge because that allows Chambers to rest for the next game.
Sure does. I wouldn't be surprised if you've seen a bunch of other guys get some rest here as this fourth quarter moves along with this running clock.
I'm hoping soon, and here we go. Darren Lee's already doing it, which
Winslow.
I love.
Yeah, we're going to bring in Jace Wilkinson, and now a turnover. Collinsville head back the other way. Here is Chase Reynolds. No look pass. Carnahan, a little roll off the side of the rim and in.
Off to the races go the K-Hawks to extend this lead even further.
There is Winslow spinning in the paint, takes the shot. That's a pretty good shot.
That's a nice bucket. Goes underneath Solomon Talbot, kisses it off the glass, and Drew Winslow is a competitor. He's not going to stop until the horn blows.
Evan Wilkinson for 3, and that one rattles and falls.
Yes, sir. Collinsville continues to stay hot. Nice to see some scoring off the bench for our K-Hawks to put this game even further out of reach for the Triad Knights.
There is Ethan Stewart. Stewart in the perimeter, picks up his dribble, gives it up to Winslow. Winslow in front of his head coach. Gives it back to Stewart, although it was off his forearm, and now Winslow will try for 3. That one's a little short, and then it hits the top of the backboard, and that is out of bounds, and another turnover for Triad.
Yeah, pretty good look for Winslow. They've been going to that 2-man game out on the wing, and he had a nice open look. The ball looked like it was pretty close to being on point, but it just rattled out, and that will give Collinsville another possession.
Here is Jace Wilkinson over to Evan Wilkinson. And to Carnahan, turnaround shot good. Collinsville cannot miss right now.
Big stand from the elbow. That gives him 8 points on the afternoon.
A.J. Main at the scorer's table getting ready to check in at the next opportunity as this clock continues to move quickly. We're down to 5:35 left to play here in this fourth quarter. Here is Thompson for Triad. Thompson rolls it around top of the key, gives it up now for for Stewart. Nice job there on the block and the pick in midair by Talbot. He gets it to Brister. Brister throws it into the corner for Jace Wilkinson. Outside to Brister, and then a foul coming up as Talbot was trying to get a hold of that ball. He got a little shove from behind.
Yeah, I think he got an elbow in the back, which is what threw him off balance to not be able to catch that ball. So here comes A.J. Main.
A.J. Main and DeAndre Brown will check into the game now for Collinsville.
So this does two things. It allows our players to get rest for this evening, and it gives our younger guys a chance to get some experience.
Which they're going to need in a couple of years.
That's right. That's right. In a tournament-style atmosphere.
In a couple of years. How about next year? And the year after that. Here is Evan Wilkinson. Evan over to Brown. DeAndre Brown, a 5'11 sophomore. Over to Jace Wilkinson. Jace Wilkinson, a 5'10 sophomore. Into the corner. Jace for three, and that one hits the inside of the rim. Comes down, and here comes the Triad Knights up the floor once again. Over into the corner it goes to Hosquin. Hosquin gets it into Becker. Oh, right in the face.
Oh boy.
Man.
Owen Droy is certainly no weak individual. He threw that ball about 87 miles an hour.
Hit Ackerman right in the face.
Right in the face.
Man.
Ooh, boy.
I watched that whole thing happen, and it made me squeamish.
Looked like a little bit of whiplash there. He might need a chiropractor.
He might. I know one. Here is Solomon. He throws it over in the corner where Jace Wilkinson was standing, but Jace had already left. And that's a turnover for Collinsville. The Kayaks only had 3 turnovers in that first half. A lot better showing in that department than yesterday.
Yeah, what'd we say? Limit turnovers, hit your buckets.
Yep.
They did just that, and this game's been a blowout.
Glad they're listening to me.
That is good.
Yeah.
We should send you into the locker room before the next
Sure.
game.
Here's Becker. Tries to throw one up at the backboard, but there was no room. Ackerman, who shook off that ball to the noggin, he'll send it back out over once again to Zawodniak, and Zawodniak just outside the lane. Almost lost the ball as well. Another try, and there is a three-pointer by Owen Droy. As this clock continues to move quickly, we're down to 3:10 to go already. 64-29 in favor of Collinsville.
Credit big Owen Droy for dropping bombs from beyond the arc there.
Yeah.
That was nice.
There is Talbot. He'll use that big arm length of his and try to bank one off the glass, but fell just a little bit short. Hosquin comes in, has that ball knocked away from him. Evan Wilkinson ends up with it over to Jace Wilkinson, and Wilkinson off the glass, can't get it to go. And Evan Wilkinson was almost up there to knock that ball back in. By the way, the Wilkinson boys not related.
Well, Jace was up against big Owen Droy. He bounced off him like a ping pong ball.
And Carbondale 55-53 winners over Eisenhower in the Aux Gym.
Woo, close game.
I'm telling you what, and earlier Carbondale had a 31-13 lead, so credit Eisenhower for coming back in that game.
Well, think about that. That's Carbondale's blown 2 huge leads in this tournament so far.
Jace Wilkinson at the free throw line, obviously for the first time here in this tournament. Clock continues to run while he's at the charity stripe. It is 2:29. We are 1 minute away from when the next game was supposed to tip off. So we're a little bit behind, but we're catching up.
Yeah, running clock does. I mean, that just makes a tremendous difference in the speed of a basketball game.
Sure does. I've been a witness to a few of those this year already, both on the girls' side and the boys' side. One more shot coming up for Wilkinson. They took a while to get a substitution in for Triad, so about another 35 seconds ticked off the clock during that time. We're down to 1:40 to go here in this one. And here come the Triad Knights once again. Jacob Odell with the ball. And a little dribble drive there, and back out to Odell it goes. Now they'll give the ball up, and a three-point try there by Hosquin. No good. A.J. Main with the rebound. Collinsville brings it back up. Here is Jace Wilkinson. Wilkinson over onto the right wing. He'll back up just a little bit more and give it to Brown. Brown at the near sideline to Solomon Talbot. Pretty much got the JV starting 5 out there for Collinsville now.
Yeah, we have for quite some time here, which is nice, you know, because they're going to play as a unit, right?
Yeah.
Coming up through the system, so
That's the problem with these tournaments, man. The JV teams never get to play in these tournaments,
Right.
so that's nice to give these guys a little chance to do just that.
It is.
Under a minute to go. Here is Hosquin. Hosquin from in front of the free throw line takes the shot. No good. Droy, put back. No good. And another putback effort. No good. That one just fell a little bit short, and Triad had 3 chances to put a bucket in there, and they came up short.
Yeah, about 9 seconds between the game clock and shot clock, so this one's winding down quickly.
Wilkinson almost lost that ball, had to go back and retrieve it. Now he comes out and gives it to Maine. Top of the key for Wilkinson, over to Brown. Brown on the right wing. Back to the top of the key, Wilkinson for 3, and that one's good as well.
Woo, big number, 12.
That got the bench going. Look at all those guys smiling and laughing down there on the K-Hawk bench.
Yeah, and the student section. They're standing up for these guys.
Down to the final 10 seconds left to go here in this one. A little no-look pass. Kicked it back out front. Here is Odell into the corner for Hosquin. He'll pull up inside the perimeter, take a shot. Can't get it to go. And the rebound falls into Wilkinson just as the buzzer sounds. 67-29 in favor of Collinsville. And the K-Hawks will move on to another semifinal where they will take on the winner of the next game between Lincoln and Belleville East. That was a nice showing there by Collinsville.
That was exactly what the doctor ordered, no pun intended, Todd, but that's exactly what we wanted to see. We came out, we got confidence, our senior leaders showed leadership, we got to rest our guys, and now we're going to be primed and ready to go for this evening.
All right, Doc, thanks. We will see you tonight.
I'll see you back tonight. Thank you, sir.
All right, that is Dr. Chris McCluskey. My name is Todd Duke. That's going to do it for this game. Stay tuned. Next, we have Lincoln taking on Belleville East. Steven Stock and Zach Roseman will have the call for you, and that'll be coming up here in just a few minutes on the K-Hawk Sports Network.